This is Kene once again. So, as is usual, I'm going to be presenting us another Python, another problem. Yeah, and we will be solving the problem together using Python. But before we get to the code part of it, of the process of getting the solution, we will have a look at the thought process, the thinking behind the solution, right? So I'm going to share my screen, guys, and together we'll have a look at the problem. It's a simple one this time, not too technical. A Python program to get the characters of a string in reverse order. Yeah, guys, we've done something like this, right? And in that, we created a variable and then we set the default to -1. And then in the loop, we simply deducted 1 so that we went from -1 to -2 to -3. And we're able to get all the characters beginning from the back and then moving leftwards. But today we are going to adopt a different approach. To reverse the characters of a string, say Mary. I know that it's just going to entail grabbing the characters from this right end. So that will be Y and R and A and M. So some like first iteration, Y and the next R and the next A and the next M. So how do we get that this time? Now, if you look at the question, this is what we are asked to do. With negative value in range. So if I have range, in the loop like this, we need a negative value instead of the typical, say, 0 to len of whatever it is, the value from which we deduct 1. This time we will have a negative value here, for example, -1. I suppose it's not making sense here, but when we start solving the problem, to get clearer. Okay, so guys, the thing about computers counting is that they start counting from 0. So if I am to count these numbers, this will be 0, 1, 0, position 0, position 1, position 2, position 3. So to get to 8, that would be the 7th position, this 7th position here. Position 0, position 2, position 3, position 4, position 5, position 6, position 7, position 8. Right, okay, so this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, position 7. And that brings us to 8, the value specifically. Right, guys. So if I'm to create a loop, so I have this, let me say my variable here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And to just display the numbers 1 to 9 in a loop, I would have just some like using a for loop for I. Now I is the variable that will hold the value at that point. So taking 1 in the first cycle, that 1 will be assigned to I. Then the second cycle will take 2, the 2 will be assigned to I. So that's what the I does there. Just hold the value of the digits at that position. All right, so I'll take for I in range. Now, guys, starting from 0, 0 is the first position. And because computers count from 0, but the len method gives us the actual number of elements, the actual number of digits here, for example. So I need to remove 1. You know, I have 9 elements. But when I'm counting, I'm going to start counting from 0 as a computer. And that will mean I'll stop at position 8 to get this value of 9. I'll stop at position 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at position 8, we have the 9. That's why I am going to say len, right? My var. So count the elements in my var. And because I'm counting from 0 as a computer, I need to remove 1. So that's what it is basically. And the step should be 1. So each time I get to this point, I would add 1 to this index or position. So this is just called step. How do I increment? Okay, so I'll now simply say print. So we'll see what it's going to look like. Within the loop, each time it gets to that point, just print what we have there. So my var, then in square brackets, I'm going to indicate the position, which is the I. So starting from a position 0. So at position 0, for example, in this string, I will get 1. At position 2 in this string, I will get 2. So on and on like that, you know. So I'm just going to print this so we understand what it is we are doing. So can we see, guys? It prints out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But that's the issue. I want us to take note of something. It stopped at 8. So what's the problem? In range, in this range method here, if we need the last number to be included in the use or in the computation, if we need this last number, that is this 9 rather, to be used, then, guys, we don't now need to do any -1 if we're starting from 0, because it will take everything and then it's going to stop at the number after the last. That's where the loop will break. So it's not going to have this, anything after the 9. But if and so what I'm saying is that if I need to include 9, 9 to be displayed, then I'm not going to do -1. So, just like when, let's say we're asked to get all the even numbers from all the even numbers, guys, from 1 to 100, and I need the 100 displayed, guys, I need not do the -1, okay? But if I don't want the 100 displayed, then I have to do -1, this way. So because I need because I need 100 included in my list of even numbers, from 1 to 100, I'm not going to do any -1. So that's the thing about range. If you know you want that last number included in any computation, then please don't do any -1 when you've got the length of that variable or container. Okay, so now we will try this again, and then we'll see what we have. So can we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is now included. What it means is that 0, position 2, position 3, it gets 3, position 4, it gets 4, position 8, it gets 8. So this is 0, position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, position 5, position 0, position 2, position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, position 5, position 6, position 7, and position 8. Now I need to just get in another position 9, so that this 9 will be included in my computation. That is why I am not doing a -1. Okay, I hope we understand that. Right. So guys, I know I haven't really begun solving the question, the problem, but I know why I had to talk about this first. But do you know that it is possible now to have negative value in the range? So instead of starting from 0, I'm going to start from the last character in my string. So instead of starting at position 0, I'll start at position what? Len. The length of it. That's where I'm going to start from. So I'll take this for example, or better still, I think I should just save it in a variable. My var length. So the length of my var will just simply be len. And what's that variable? Holding my string, len my var. Then I'm going to do just -1, right? So instead of starting from 0 and heading towards the last character, I'm going to start from that last character, which is my var len, right? I hope you understand, guys. And I'm supposed to end this at 0. But if I'm ending at 0, it's going to cut one number off. But let me just do it so we understand what I'm doing. So I'm going to make it end at 0. That 0 is like the index 0, which is the first number, right? But guys, if I say end at a certain at this juncture, it will not take any value at that juncture. That's the thing about range. If I say stop at, say I give it 0 to 100, then it's not going to include 100. And so what this is saying is, okay, stop at position 0, which means any value at position 0 is not going to be included. But if I really need that number or that character at position 0, then I need to step back a bit since I'm starting from the back. So what do I have just before 0? That's going to be -1. But I'm just going to put the 0 there so we see exactly what it is I'm talking about. So I'm going to print out these characters here, 1 to 9, okay? And then we'll see what it is. And I need to, instead of 1, I am going from back to front. The step cannot be 1. I'm moving in anti-clockwise direction, so it has to be -1, so that I will go from say position 5 to position 0. So I am deducting 1. So 5 minus 1, 4, 4 minus 1 until I get to 0. That's why the step is not a positive value, it is a negative one. Because I'm going from a large number, a large index to that small index. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, for example. Okay, so guys, let's see what we have. Can we see? So I have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2, that's the last. Because I asked it to stop at what? 0, which means it is not going to include the number at position 0. You know, when we did the typical range thing from 0 to 100, it meant that 100 was not included, right? If I'm to get numbers, even numbers from 1 to 100, and I give 100 in the range, within this range parenthesis, then 100 is not going to be included. If I need 100 included, then I need to say 101 so that 100 will be included. So if this is position 0 and I need it to be included, for example, then I need to say, oh, okay, 0 should be included. So I need to move back a little bit, you know, by 1. That will be minus 1 so that 0 can now be included in my computation. So that's why I'm going to give the value of minus 1 here in the range. So if I run this program again, we'll see what the result will be. So you see that we have captured all the characters from 9 to 1. Okay, but that's not what I want. I just want to return all the characters as one string. Okay, so I'm going to have an empty string. I'm just going to call it new string, new string, and set it to an empty string. Then I'll take it here and assign it a new value each time it gets to that point in the loop. So whatever is the current value of new string, I'm simply going to do what? Add my my var, add that index, and the index is the I. Okay, so that's just it. I have the empty string. So we started out with nothing. I added the I that is taking it from the back. So it adds 9, right? Then it assigns the new value of, it assigns this new value to new string. So new string becomes what it is. Then it comes again the second time. It takes what is in new string, adds the number in the next position after the last, as in before the last, and then it adds the new. It sets the new value of this new string. So the outcome of that addition, and that's how it is repeated. Then I'm finally going to print the eventual value of new string. So let's see. So we can see here we have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope this isn't too difficult working with a negative value within the range. I hope that's not the case. So again, I'm going to leave this on my website. It is www.thetutoraid.com.ng. Okay, so you find this this code and then a link to the YouTube video. This video you are watching now, on YouTube. But more importantly, guys, it is that you will have access to this code when you visit my website. So precisely, you can make it python.php. All right. So thank you guys. I'll see you in my next lesson. Have a nice night. Bye.